Here we have our question number 3, which is a vertical pole is 12 meter high and the length of its shadow is given. Here we need to find the angle of elevation. Pole is given along with its shadow. Let's take our pole AB. Here is our pole. Pole is equals to AB. Right. Next we have its shadow. This will be our shadow. Right. So shadow is of 12 root 3 meters. Let this be point C. Our height of the pole is 12 centimeters and shadow is equals to BC, which is of 12 root 3 meters. And we know here we will be having a line of sight. This will be our line of sight. Now here we need to find the angle of elevation, which is at angle C. Here we need to find this angle of elevation. Here we have these two measurements. Pole is equals to AB with a height of 12 meters and BC is the shadow of that pole, which is of 12 root 3 meters. Here we need to find this angle of elevation. So here we have this base and perpendicular side. So what is a trigonometric function? We'll be having tan theta, which is equals to perpendicular by base. Right. So this tan theta remains same. What is our perpendicular? Which is AB and our base is BC. So here we can have AB value is 12 meters and BC value is 12 root 3 meters. So here we can simplify this. We'll get tan theta simplified value is 1 by root 3. So when we'll get this 1 by root 3 in trigonometric function, tan theta is equals to tan 30 degrees. Tan 30 degree value is 1 by root 3. So we'll get our tan theta value as 30 degrees. So here angle of elevation is equals to 30 degree. Question number 4 here we have is a kite is flying with a thread which is of 80 meter long and thread is assumed stretched straight and it makes an angle of 60 degree with the horizontal. And here we need to find the height of the kite above the ground. Let's take a point P, which is the kite. Let P be the kite. Okay, let P be the kite. And somewhere here we'll be standing and we'll be flying it, which is of 80 meter long. Thread, the length of the thread is 80 meter long. Here the person will stand. Let this point be R something. And here this will be at some distance from the ground, no? So this is that distance. Let us consider that distance as H. And here this is the base. And this kite is making an angle of 60 degree with the ground. Here we need to find the height, which is PQ. Let PQ is the height of the kite and PR is the thread here. PR is the thread. Here we have considered height as H. So these are the points we will be having to construct this diagram. Let's write our values here. We have PR is equals to 80 meters and PQ is equals to H meters. We have considered our height as H as of now. So here we are including hypotenuse along with the perpendicular. This is hypotenuse and this is a perpendicular. What is a trigonometric function which includes these two? We will be having cosine and sine. So I will take it as sine theta is equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse. Here we have our angle which is of sine 60. Sine 60 is equals to perpendicular. Perpendicular is H and our hypotenuse is 80 meter. What is the value of sine 60 here? So sine 60 value is root 3 by 2, which is equals to H by 80 meter. Now to get our H value, we have to transpose this. We will get H is equals to root 3 into 80 by 3 meters. So, sorry, here it is 2. 2 ones are 2, 40. So H is equals to 40 root 3 meters. Question number 5 is also about kite, whereas the length of string between a kite and a point on the ground is 85 meters. So let's consider a point A, which is the point of kite. And here the length of the string between a kite and a point, let this be the point which is on the ground and this is of 85 centimeter. And here this will be the height of the kite. This will be a 90 degree and this is an angle of theta. And here we need to find the height of the kite, which is nothing but h. So what are the points we have took? A is the point of kite and AB is the string which is of length 85 meter, and theta will be an angle, and here we have given that tan theta is equals to 15 by 8. So in order to find the height of this, first we will be using sin theta hypotenuse by perpendicular, which is nothing but AC by AB. So as of now, leave it aside. From this given tangent value, we can find our sine. So here it is our tan will be 15 and 8. So from these two values, we can find our this, which is our 17. So from this, we can find our sine value is equals to 15 by 17, right? So now here we have sine, here also we have sine. Now we'll equate those two values, which is AC. Let this be our first, let this be our second. Now equate 1 and 2. We'll get AC by AB is equals to 15 by 17. Whereas our AC is h and our AB is 85 meters. This 15 and 17 remain same. Now transpose this 85, we'll get our h is equals to 15 by 17 into 85 meters. 17 ones are and 17 fives are, which is 15 into 5 meters we have. 15 fives are 75 meters. So height of kite is equals to 75 meters. Question number 6. Here we have a vertical tower which is of 20-meter high and a man is standing at some distance from the tower. Note that cosine of the angle of elevation is given with the top of the tower is 0.53. Here the value of that cosine is also given, which is 0.53. Now we need to find how far is he standing from foot of the tower. First, let's take a vertical tower which is of 20-meter height. Let this be A and B. And here we have a man standing at some distance. So he is standing at some distance, which is C. C is a person who is standing at some distance. Let this distance be x meter, right? And here we'll be having an angle theta, right? So here we have given our cosine angle which is equal to 0.53. Now we need to find this distance, which is x. That is the distance between a person to the foot of the tower. Here we have AB is equals to 20 meter and CB is equals to x meter. And what they have given, cos theta is equals to 0.53. So what is our cos, which is this base by hypotenuse, BC by AC. Whereas our BC is x, we don't have our AC. Now we need to find our AC. Using Pythagoras, we'll be having our AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. So what is our AB square, which is 20 square plus x square. So this AC we can write it as 400 plus x square. Now substitute this AC in this cosine value. We'll get 0.53 is equals to what is our BC value, which is x, by AC is root over 400 plus x square. Now in order to remove the square root, we have to apply square on both sides. What will get? 0.53 whole square is equals to x by root over 400 plus x square whole square. Now 0.53 whole square will be 0.2809. So x whole square will be x square, and for this denominator square and root gets cancelled, we'll get 400 plus x square. Now we have to cross multiply this. This will go here. Now comes the cross multiplication, which is x square is equals to 0.2809 into 400 plus x square. Now multiply this. We'll get 112.36 plus 0.2809 x square. Now translate this x square square minus 0.2809 x square is equal to 112.6. So when you subtract these two values, you will get it as 0.7191 x square is equal to 112.36. So to get our x square value, will will transpose, will get it in denominator. So if we simplify this, we'll get it as 156.25. But here it is equal to x square. But we need our x, which is square root of 156.25. It is nothing but 12.5 meters. Next question number 7 we have, at a point on the level is down, an angle of elevation of top of the tower is theta, such that tan theta is equal to 7/12, which is our first trigonometric value. And on walking 64 meters towards the tower, the angle of elevation is pi, whereas tan theta is equal to 3/4. So here two angles are given along with two trigonometric functions respectively. Here we need to find the height of the tower. Let's take a point A where a person is standing. Let this be our point A. And at some distance, we'll be having one tower. Let this be C and D. So from with this, it is making an angle of theta, right? And here we have on walking 64 meters. So after walking 64 meters, let this be C, and here we have 64-meter distance. With this, it is making an angle of pi. So here we have 4 points. Initial point, it is A, where one person is standing, and after moving 64 meters towards the tower, here we have a point B, which is making an angle of pi, and here CD is the tower. Let the height of this tower be h, because that is what we need to find. And these are the values we have as of now. Let this BC be x. We don't have this distance, let this be x. And here we are using this base and perpendicular side. So base and perpendicular means we will be using our tan theta side. So here we will be having our tan theta is equal to theta, means triangle ACD. Here we will be using our triangle ACD because we are going with tan theta. So tan theta is equal to DC by AC. So what is our tan theta, which is 7/12? What is our DC value, which is H, and our AC will be equal to 64 plus X, both English. Now, in order to find the value of, we'll cross multiply this, we'll get 7 times of 64 plus X is equal to 12 times of H. So we'll get X plus 64 is equal to 12H by 7. That is our X is equal to 12H by 7 minus 64. Let this be our first solution. Next, we have our second angle, which is tan pi. So for this tan pi, we will be taking our triangle BCD. So our tan pi is equal to CD by D, whereas our tan pi value is 3/4. 3/4 is equal to CD with H, and we have our BC, which is equal to X. Now again, we'll get this in terms of X. We'll get our X is equal to 4H by 3. Let this be our second. Now replace this X with this 4H by 3. We'll get it as, now substitute this value of this X in first equation. Substitute X in 1. We'll get it as 4H by 3 is equal to, or else you can just equate these two equations also. We'll get 4H by 3 is equal to 12H by 7 minus 64. Now get all variables on one side. 4H by 3 minus 12H by 7 is equal to minus 64, or else we can get it as 64 is equal to 12H by 7 minus 4H by 3. Now again here we have to take the LCM on LHS side. We'll get 64 is equal to LCM of 7 and 3 is 21. So we'll get 12 3s are 36H and 7 4s are 28H by 20. So 64 is equal to 36 minus 28 is 8H by 21. So we'll get our h is equal to 64 into 21 by 8. 8 ones are 8. 8. So h is equal to 8 into 21. H is equal to 168 meters. Therefore, height of the tower is equal to 168 meters.